Hi everyone, this is GeoWill from FM Productions Squared, and we're here tonight to begin our re-recording of Chrono Trigger Crimson Echoes. I had started recording this earlier, and actually gotten pretty far in the game. We had recorded about 8 or 9 hours. I'd recorded 8 or 9 hours of the game, and then started thinking about things and noticing certain things that didn't seem right. Compared to where I was in the game on the one I was recording with where I was on the one that I had been playing previously. I think that was the next to 98% version, and realized that there was some discrepancies that didn't make any sense. For example, on the one I was recording just recently, part of the game that I was at in the older version I was playing from before, that I think was pretty close to the final version, was only at, when we were at the place, it was called Emerald Dream 2 instead of 3, which is 3 was in the older one. So I think I was recording a much more previous version, beta version. So I decided to go out and take a look and see what was out there, and I managed to find, at least one person's confirmed it's the exact same version that's up on the CE Memorial YouTube channel. It's the actual leaked 98% beta version. So we're going to go ahead and load that one up now, and we'll do that. So for those who don't know, Chrono Trigger Crimson Echoes is a fan-made ROM hack that's supposed to bridge Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross, bridge the story. People have been asking Square to do this for, I don't know how long we've been asking them to do it, and they've just been assholes about it, really. So somebody decided to go out and actually make the game themselves. They actually got almost done with it before Square C&D'd them like morons. Still didn't stop them. They leaked the game at its current state, and the rest of that. There's also another version, though I don't know if you'd want to play it or not, but it's called Flames of Eternity. It's basically Crimson Echoes, that the final version of Crimson Echoes I'll be playing now, picked up by another dev team that then went on and added more stuff into it, fixed some things, and changed some other things. To be honest, I wouldn't really recommend playing it. It's also dead now. They haven't done any updates since 2014, and there are some pretty bad bugs in it. Like, for example, if you use Robo's Steel Crush attack, I think is what it's called, his first skill that he has, crashes the game no matter where you use it at. So, but there were some other issues that they were supposedly had fixed in that version as well. But I don't know, this should be fine. One issue, though, you will need to watch out for if you're going to play this yourself is you have to have the latest version of ZSNES, so the one that was released in 2007. Either way, it's 1.51. Otherwise, the game will crash pretty soon into the game, and you won't be able to do anything about it because there's a bug with any version before this or any other emulator that's not ZSNES. And let's go ahead and load this up. And I know this is the right version because that's interesting. Okay, let's hit this, I guess. Come on, you kidding me? What's going on? Alright, let me go check what's going on, and we'll be right back. Alright, for some reason, ZSNES decided to overwrite the file with an SRM file or something, so I decided to unpack it from the zip file. Anyway, the reason I know this is the right version now is because, you don't remember because I didn't upload those videos, but there's supposed to be a sequence at the beginning of the game where you're kind of talked to by the developers, and they tell you about the game and whatnot, and that wasn't present in the version that I was recording, and that's why I thought it was a little weird, because I thought that was supposed to be there. And it turns out that it was there. It just wasn't in that version of the game. This part. So JP, ZLT, and C99 are the developers. Alright. So one thing to know about this game, and we'll actually go around and talk to everybody so you get kind of an idea. So first thing is that this takes place 5 years after Chrono Trigger finishes. After they killed Lavos, all the time gates disappeared, and Chrono and Marl. It's alluded to that they got married, but I'm not entirely sure. Because now they call Chrono Prince Chrono a lot of the time. And run into people. Everybody kind of went back to their various time periods. Another thing is that there's no more mystic chests either, so... And to my knowledge, there's not very many chests that are in the same time period in the same place, because things change so much in this game. That's another thing you're going to witness in this game, is a lot of how changes in the past can affect the future. Now, this is pretty much all the same, this room is, mostly. Except for a few of these. Especially this girl here. So I should pay close attention to this stuff because it'll make things a little bit more easy to understand later on. Also, a hint, never talk to this girl once you're towards the end of the game, because it will break the game for some reason. I'm not sure why. There will be a few differences between this and if you watch the CE Memorial walkthrough. Because in that walkthrough they actually went through and substituted in music in the actual editing of the videos for what was supposed to be in there in the final version, because part of the 98% was some music they wanted to add, but they hadn't gotten to doing that yet. So if you're watching that, in some places the music will be a bit different than in this one, but this is still the same version they were playing, so... Of course, then there's the time bastard theory, which I think that might be a typo somewhere in there. There's some grammatical things here. I think in this, due to TTIA, that time traveler. I think the A is extraneous. I don't think it should be there. That time traveler will still exit the portal as usual, causing time travel to exist twice in the same timeline. Think of what it's supposed to say. So I don't think that's very well explained, but... And here's a wording. They put this in the game specifically because it's breaking the fourth wall, but they put it in there because people were complaining all the time about this glitch later on. It's not like I said, not too far in the future, but it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours in. And if you don't have the latest version of it, the SNES, or you're playing with some other emulator, it'll totally just crash on you, and if you haven't been saving, it'll screw you up. It did it to me the first time I was playing this. I wasn't saving that much. There's another important tidbit of information here. This one, yeah. Omni Shield will be your saving grace in a little bit. Oh yeah, this again. Actually, I think all of these have different... I think they're talking about Nintendo DS, which again is breaking it a bit, but fourth wall a bit, but... This is also important. Power doesn't matter now for bows and gun users. It's strike that matters for them. I'm not sure if there was running in the original SNES version. There wasn't a PlayStation version. I'm not sure if there was in the SNES version. There's also some interesting stuff up here. So specifically this guy. And if you come back here during various times, it'll say different things in addition to that. That's another thing that's kind of irking about this one is that, well, there's two things. One, Chrono talks, and two, Glenn doesn't have the whole Middle Eastern speech pattern anymore. Middle Eastern, what I'm saying, Middle Ages speech pattern anymore. Middle Eastern. God, brain fart. The front. Oh. Truce Food Emporium, where we sell non-food things. Because we can. So I'm gonna say to you now, healing items, get them, or you're gonna be sorry. Especially mid-tonics. Until you get skills that can heal the entire party in battle, you're gonna want to have items to use, because if you don't, you're gonna be totally boned. This game is brutal. Let me just emphasize again, it's brutal. Ignore, what you think you know about Chrono Trigger. This game is about 3 times as hard as Chrono Trigger in terms of the battles. Especially if you're using the automatic battle, which is what I'm using. That's where the monsters can just attack you whenever. They don't wait in turns. It's automatic, in other words, ATB. So you can be picking through menus trying to find a healing item, and whoops, your guy just died and won't be able to use it, or the person you're trying to heal is dead, and whatever, you know. It makes the game really hard on top of it being hard already. It's not impossible, though. You just have to be very careful. Of course, this guy sells weird pickles. You ate something strange. Train the rookie. So let's go up to the second area here. Off to the left there's still an area over here where there's like this black Tyranno head. It doesn't do anything right now, I don't think. That's part of the things they were still working on. At least as far as I can tell. And if you go over there and talk to it, it'll say not functionally yet or something, and it doesn't break the game, but weird things happen in this particular screen. First you enter into a battle, then you get totally owned by it. And then you end up dying, and you'll stay in the dead position and be able to walk around the map. And the black Tyranno head disappears. I am Zombie Chrono. Meet your brains. But then if you come back out, it's fine. It's fixed. Now, if that causes other problems, I have no clue. Like, if it causes some bug 30 hours into the game because of that, for some reason, I have no clue. And over here is where you have the hero gallery or whatever that guy called it. Gallery of Heroes. You'll notice that Magus isn't here for some reason. Not sure why. There's literally nothing else to do there, at least for now. There's no dialogue or plaques or anything to read. And as you can see, no portals or anything here. So next up is going to be Guardia Castle. Or I guess we could go. I guess we'll go to the other places first. Just kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Let's head down to Lucca's house. She's not here right now, but we can kind of see what's going on in here. So Lucca's mom is revived again. And Taban over here is trying to fix a clock and can't. There's nothing. Oh, let me see. There might be something else. I don't know if there's any tab items or something. I don't think there actually is, but we'll check anyway, just to make sure. No. Nope. Alright, let's go down to Pore. Let's see what's going on. Actually, let's stop over at, go to the cathedral there. So this isn't the old cathedral. They actually, have rebuilt it. And there's a back room here, but it's just a single room that goes nowhere. There's no special things in here or anything like that. That's all there is to it. So nope, no Yorka this time. At least not that I know of. Alright, it's down to Pori. You can fight in here. There are battles here, but I wouldn't recommend it when you're fighting with just Chronos, so follow this path to get through without having to do any fighting whatsoever. Oh, that's for the game. Mystical Ninja starring Fiona's Forest Guard NPCs 3419. What? Oh, they all say the same thing? So you also know something very different about Pori. And there's an NPC somewhere that explains it all. See if I can find him. All of Robo's hard work for nothing. Somewhere they talk about it. It might be over here where we were going to before. Soldier housing. There's also a power tab in here if I remember. Ah, here we go, yeah. So basically, Pori is now under martial law. Which is what we found. The power tab. And that's the party military encampment, which we'll go to later. So let's get this whole thing, let's kick this whole thing off. So all starts with some craziness that happens between a meeting with some party representatives and Guardia, which we shall start now. So that's where you need to go. I'm gonna go check the rest of the castle out first. So I haven't actually done this before, so I don't know, like there might be some items somewhere to find or something. I think everything else is pretty much the same.